Hello, my name is Joseph Hacker, and this is our Week 3 discussion in conflict resolution about boundaries and some of the myths to setting boundaries. So, the first myth that I typically struggle with would be myth 1, which states that if I set boundaries, I'm being selfish. And then Cloud and Townsend in their book Boundaries, they state this. It's every a big fear for Christians is that a deep-seated fear of being self-centered, interested only in one's own concerns and not for the concerns of others. So we get in this idea, at least I do, that if I establish a boundary, then I'm saying that this is more important than whatever else may try to get in the way of that or jeopardize that, whether it's a relationship or an event, anything. But they also mention this, that we have to realize that appropriate boundaries actually increase our ability to care about others. So in a sense, when I am sticking to those boundaries, I'm actually going to be able to better care about someone and love someone in those relationships, where as if I allow everything to get in the way, I'm going to be overextended, and it's going to be detrimental to me and possibly to those relationships. The other myth is myth 4, and it states that if I set boundaries, I will hurt others. And that kind of goes along with that previous myth. So the problem lies with me seeing boundaries as an offensive weapon instead of as a defensive tool, and that's what Cloud and Townsend mention on page 112. So boundaries, again, they're important to avoid overextending ourselves and to protect what resources God has given to us. So in order for me to be a good steward of my time, of my resources, I've got to kind of, use those boundaries as a defensive and not enable others to keep relying on me in such a way that they can't do anything for themselves. So I've got to be careful, to protect myself, my family, my relationships from being abused, and I've got to guard against people that just they need to do stuff for themselves and figure out that they can do things for themselves. So those are the myths that I struggle with and am trying to overcome. So thank you, and I'll see you guys in the discussions.